The sun is close, the earth is flat. 太陽は近い、地球は平ら。
Well, hello there, everyone. Do you all happen to be familiar with this particular map? If you are someone who enjoys researching antique maps and things like that, you'll probably already be familiar with this. But this is truly incredible. It was created by an Italian named Monte, and it's absolutely astounding. It was made in the year 1587. That's like the 1500s, you know? Yeah. And despite that, it depicts the Earth from a perspective as if you're looking straight down from above. Yeah, with the North Pole positioned right at the center. It's almost unbelievable that something so magnificent, so sublime, could have been created in this particular era. It's truly no exaggeration to call this entire piece an out-of-place artifact, of course by the artist Monte, who created these imaginary creatures, and the then unexplored land, like Antarctica, which even now remains full of so many mysteries. Because it's Italian, if the spelling happens to be similar, I can somewhat make a guess from that. So you have to zoom in quite a bit to finally make out these incredibly intricate diagrams and calendars that explain the mechanisms of solar and lunar eclipses, don't you? It truly is quite remarkable, isn't it? This entire thing is actually made from a total of 60 individual sheets of paper, all meticulously connected into one single piece. It truly is quite remarkable, isn't it? So, when you connect all of these pieces together, it's about 3 meters long, you know? That's pretty wild, isn't it? This is really, really interesting. Yeah, and if you take a close look around it, do you notice this thing that's shaping the area around here? Now, if we try to map this onto our current understanding of geography, this particular spot is what we would refer to as the South Pole. Based on their understanding, the North Pole was considered to be, you could say, the very central position of the world's magnetic forces. They believed that at the North Pole, there were 4 distinct islands, and right in the very center, a large black magnetic mountain. That's precisely how it was imagined and understood back then. So, that's how the universe was understood, you see? Just like there's magnetism here, there's the same thing on the opposite South Pole, or on the other side as well.
Look at this. This is the UK. It's so tiny, isn't it? I wonder how Japan is depicted on this map. It's this.
Don't you think that's really quite interesting?
Yes. And I found out through my research that Japanese people had a tremendous influence on the creation of this map. There was direct interaction with Mr. Monte himself, who created it, and a group of 4 Japanese boys. This group of 4 boys traveled to Europe, and that's where they met him. This, like a fan. Is it one by one here? Well, I don't know how other countries are depicted, but for Japan, there's a proper dedicated box where they write about it in great detail, and when I Google scanned that part, I'm not sure if it's accurate because this person's spelling is very peculiar, but they praise Japan so incredibly much. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that amazing?
Japan is just so incredible, truly. From the Middle Ages, they were actively and steadily building such magnificent civilizations. And here, we have the Tensho Youth Embassy to Europe. An envoy group, like the Amakura Envoy, something along those lines, right? A group, something like the 4 young Ito gentlemen, travels to Europe to engage in cultural exchanges. And is there, you see, that these 4 young men clarify for Mr. Monte the mysterious image of far-off Asia, which had been quite an enigma to him until then. They get to hear all sorts of stories and accounts there, apparently. So maps of Europe until now, you know, the unknown parts were just roughly sketched in, like they were just guessing. But by meeting this group of 4, he was able to hear incredibly detailed accounts. And that's how this map was finally completed, it's said. That's truly amazing, isn't it? Information about unexplored lands, and there were so many conspiracy theories rampant about them, but he completely shattered those preconceived notions. This country, Japan, is truly wonderful. It's genuinely incredible, isn't it? Really amazing. Yes, that's exactly it. From 1505, 1506, they could create a map like this for a European nation. Oh, this person must have been a noble themselves. They were respected, you know. Does the world know this? They must know. Yes, they must know. Normally. That's precisely why. Truly quite unbelievable, isn't it? Right? And what's more, Tartaglia is clearly mentioned right here too. And with this kind of respect included, it seems they really portrayed Japan on a very grand scale. Yeah. Well, I suppose it truly is quite a significant and large place in reality.
What if I told you that gravity is just a magical word that science has made up to solve a math problem? Why does a helium balloon rise and a rock falls? It's not a magical force pulling from the center of the earth. It's density. The rock is denser than air, okay? So of course the rock is going to fall. Whereas the helium is lighter, it's gonna rise. Put it in the water and see what happens. The same thing, and there's no gravity in water. And on the topic of water, water seeks its own level. If the earth were a ball, the ocean would have to curve. Have you ever seen curved water? Large bodies of water are made flat. That would be impossible on a sphere. Okay. Earth spins 1,000 miles per hour while orbiting the sun at 67,000 miles per hour, all while flying through the galaxy at 500,000 miles per hour. And we've never hit anything. Somebody just told you that and you're just gonna say, okay, that sounds right. That sounds right. That sounds right. That sounds right.
On none other than April Fools. Happy New Year, by the way. You know the word NASA means deception in Hebrew? And I love that they added in T-. Take those letters, rearrange them, and put them all together, and what do you get? I'll let you figure out that one. I've always had the question, how did the cameraman get there? Or maybe why did the one corner of the flag blow in the wind when everything else was stiff? Or what created all of the shadows on what looked like a desert land? Buzz Aldrin openly admitted on 3 different occasions that it was just a production. Neil Armstrong refused to swear on the Bible. And how many people in Hollywood openly admitted that it was all a lie? What is the moon anyways? Plasma in the sky? A direct reflection of the Earth? Who knows? I can't help but think of all the days in the year. They choose April Fools to give us a sky event. Another landing on the moon. It's just another truth being exposed? Who knows? Maybe it's just another distraction. It's all just a part of the movie, a part of the script.
NASA has set for first crewed moon return in over half a century. Y'all, this is laughable. They're literally going to return to the moon on April Fool's Day. I guess because only a fool would believe it.
Hey NASA, why are you lying about the model here of how the launch happened? So I have friends in Georgia and Tennessee and stuff, and the rocket launch went to the west. They actually have video of it, but yet y'all say that it went to the east just like it did in the 60s and everything. But clearly video evidence is out there that it didn't. Also, why is it that they didn't show a video of it actually detaching as you see here? Why did they use AI video for it? Because we do have that technology, according to SpaceX, to where they can show us video of it detaching, and yet NASA decided to show us artificial intelligence? I mean, I'm not saying that we didn't go to the moon and we're not planning to go to the moon, but yeah, we're definitely not planning on going to the moon. And I don't care what reason you say for the reason why it needs to orbit the opposite direction. I'm sure someone will come out there and say that, yeah, it makes sense. Take care, God bless. Toodles, we didn't go to the moon.
Launch is targeted no earlier than 6:24 p.m. EDT, Wednesday, April 1st. Wednesday, April 1st. Did they actually do this on April Fool's Day? Do you guys know that the first official image of Earth that NASA gave to all of you sheep was on April 1st, 1960, also April Fool's Day? It's so funny that it's not enough to deceive all of humanity about where we live in God's creation, but they actually rub it in your face if you believe them because you're stupid. Guys, we have never gone to the moon. We never will go to the moon because it's not a physical object. NASA is stealing your tax money, hiding God's true creation, deceiving humanity. It honestly blows my mind that people still buy into this shit nowadays with all the information that's readily available in front of us. And I'll leave you guys with this. This is the dude that invented NASA. He discovered NASA, Wernher von Braun. And he left a little quote on his tombstone because he's dead and gone now. Psalms 19:1. Psalms 19:1. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Psalms 19:1. The dude that invented NASA has a Bible quote on his tombstone that directly contradicts space. Again, rubbing it in your face. Stay tuned, guys, because I will have so much fun exposing all of the lies that go along with this mission.
Would you believe me if I told you that this is the actual flight path of the Apollo 11 moon landing mission? Why does it look so sus? On top of that, do you remember when Katy Perry went to space? First of all, that's probably CGI. And second of all, it looks very, very sus. Almost like a phallic. And the first picture of a satellite taking a picture of the Earth from space is on April 1st. April Fools. Guys, this is the biggest prank the Earth has ever seen. You see that sus shape, the phallic shape? That is symbolic of the rocket penetrating the firmament, which cannot happen. So they are forcefully implanting their version of reality into your subconscious mind so that they can control your conscious reality and control where human consciousness itself goes.
If you believe gravity's real, then explain this.
Pulls up three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good!
Now, I know that shot was amazing, but what's also amazing is density. That's what weighs down objects and not gravity. Make it rain! Density is a physical property measuring an object's mass per unit volume. Basically, how much space is occupied within an object. Buoyancy is the upward force exerted by a fluid, liquid, or gas on a submerged or floating object opposing gravity? I thought gravity was a downward force. Now objects have an upward force? Yes, because now gravity is a fundamental force of attraction between any two objects with mass or energy pulling them towards each other. That's called magnetism, and our bodies have electromagnetic fields. As you can see, buoyancy is the ability to float in water, air, or some other fluid. So if your body's too dense, you're going to sink to the bottom. You need to become more buoyant and lighter. The lemon is filled with organic gases and liquids, so it's going to float. Be like vegetation, not like a rock.
There you go. With that ice rim around the world. And then there's us in the center plane. And there's the sun that spirals around in a circle. And then there's the moon that spirals around in the circle. You notice how all these maps, everybody seems to come to the same conclusion. Everybody who was up in a blimp seems to came to the same conclusion. The same conclusion, right? Oh, let's keep going. Map of the world as a plane. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. Genesis 1. What do you see this? I'm starting to see some similarities right here. The United Nations map again. It's almost like we've been lied to, you know? Lied to about the moon landing, lied to about nukes, viruses. You know, aliens are going to get us. Which one do you want? Each map is showing something different. New map of the world, J. Steer Christopher. Modern College, Black Health. Scientifically, practically, and intelligibly correct. Look at that. Look at that. It's almost like they've been lying to us our whole lives, right? They're trying to keep us from knowing what's outside of the land. That's why they're so crazy about when people go on airplanes and people go on boats and people start questioning the narrative, right? Like people start questioning, why don't we go to Antarctica? Why don't we go to the Arctic? Da-da-da-da-da. All of a sudden people are like, oh, okay, I get it. Yes, I believe in asking questions about why I'm lied to on a regular basis with the media and the Muppets and the politicians and everybody around us, right? From fake viruses to fake nukes to fake moon landings to fake CGIs of the Earth, I'm going to question everything. I mean, you have newscasters who are pretending to blow around with a hurricane, okay, when it's only 10-mile-an-hour winds, and you're going to tell me I shouldn't ask questions? This is the Muppets and the NPCs that we're surrounded by, who are like, oh my gosh, you're going to ask questions? You're going to disobey? Yeah, I am actually, right? We all should be disobeying and asking questions and using common sense because that's the whole point of this. So, yeah, as somebody just said, it's the Truman Show. Yeah, we live in the Truman Show. And they come up to you, and the Muppets come up to you, and they're like, oh, it's a beautiful day. You see the chemtrails? What are you talking about? You know, it's crazy.
They've been trying to tell you all along, but you never listen. Buzz Aldrin, the famous astronaut who was on the moon, was trying to tell us that the moon landing was fake the whole time. Just watch this video.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest? It didn't happen. It could have been scary.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
I remember my parents waking me up, and we went down and we watched You guys land on the moon,
No,
which
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
what?
You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memory.
Not a bad line. Not a bad line.
Y'all wanted the truth? Y'all wanted to know how does the sun only shine further in some areas than others? But can y'all handle the truth though? Look at the sun up there. Look at this. Look at this right over here. Doesn't that make more sense? Doesn't that make more sense? Look at the shape of the earth as well too. Look at the shape of the earth. It's all in our faces, bro. Look at that.
The flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Idialenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.